Time flies so fast, before you know it we have arrived at the day when Nayun and the others ate together at the restaurant. Looking at the various dishes displayed on the table, Hajin looks happy. This is much more amazing than he expected. Hearing that, Nayun said that this place is indeed good. She also told him that he could expect more. Hajin felt confused when he heard her words. He felt that her aura felt different. With a cheerful tone, Nayun felt that gathering together like this reminded her of the time when they were in Gwangmyeong. Her skills improved drastically back then through training. After returning, she was on an undefeated streak. Yonghan grinned when he heard that. He then asked her didn't she lose to Rachel. Nayun then got upset when she heard that. She said that it was a draw. In the middle of their argument, Jonghak suddenly called Kim Suho, and when Suho confusedly turned to him, Jonghak asked if he had prepared well for the final exams. Hearing that, Suho said more or less so and asked how about him. With a proud grin, Jonghak asked if he had seen him practicing for the exam. They are different, since birth. They already have differences in bloodlines. He whose life is filled with effort and hard work will never understand that. Suho could only laugh awkwardly when he heard that, while Hajin himself felt quite surprised when he saw the interaction between the two of them. The two of them are being friendlier to each other than he expected. If this was in the original story, the situation would be much more tense. It feels like this situation is completely out of canon, but, when Hajin swallowed the meat he had cut, he immediately forgot all his worries. The combination of the meat and the marinade made the food taste really delicious. The meat melted as soon as it hit his tongue. He really enjoyed the dish and finished it immediately, but he was then surprised when he saw someone who gave him another piece of meat. It was Nayun. Nayun winked one of her eyes and invited him to enjoy the meat again. Hajin was speechless when he saw that. He felt that there was something different from Nayun. She was not like usual. He wondered if this was because he gave her a time capsule. However, if that was not the reason, a conjecture then appeared in Hajin's mind when thinking about it. Could it be that she's developed feelings for me? Hajin was a little stunned when it came to that conjecture, realizing that Hajin was looking at her. Nayun then confusedly looked back at him. She confusedly asked what was wrong. Did he want to order more food? Hajin immediately woke up from his reverie when he heard her question. He replied no and said that it was enough. But, even though he said so, Nayun suddenly called the waiter and ordered more food for him. Hajin felt helpless when he saw that. He said that he was full, but Nayun still ordered more food. She asked the waiter to add 2 more meats to their table. While seeing her behavior, Hajin felt that his guess was impossible. He felt that Nayun might just thank him for giving her a time capsule. After eating at the restaurant, they then went to a karaoke place and sang a few songs. Their activities while at karaoke were broadcast live by Shin Jonghak on his social media account. Shin Jonghak's fans were very enthusiastic when watching their live broadcast. They praised them for their singing skills. And when it was Hajin's turn to sing, the fans' enthusiasm suddenly surged. They were very amazed by his voice and singing ability. They even felt that he was better than most singer. After Hajin finished his singing, Nayun was seen sitting there daydreaming. Seeing that, Yona wondered if she was still thinking about the song performed by Hajin earlier. Yona also felt that Hajin's singing was really good earlier. But, a notification sound suddenly sounded from her smartwatch at this time. And when she opened the messenger, someone had sent her a message asking her to come outside for a while. The messenger said he had something to talk about. After Yona got out of the room, the sound of the music in the room suddenly sounded faint. The person who sent her the message earlier turned out to be Hajin. Hajin with slang in English then greeted her. Hey buddy. Yona was silent for a moment when she heard that. She confusedly asked him why he suddenly used English. Hajin asked if she didn't know. Buddy means teammate. Hearing that, Yona said of course she knew that. She then told him to stop joking and say what he wanted to say to her. Hajin chuckled when he heard her impatient tone. While handing an envelope to her, Hajin said that he wanted her to make bullets for him. After receiving the envelope, Yona confusedly asked what this was. Hajin did not immediately explain it to her. He told her to grind what was in the envelope and put it in the bullet. He asked if she could do it. Hearing his question, Yona proudly asked him if he was seriously asking her that. They used the latest mana compression engineering that made them able to put mana even into bullets smaller than a little finger. There was nothing they couldn't make. But when Yona finally opened the envelope, she then became confused, because the contents inside the envelope turned out to be leaves. With a flat face, Yona said that she knew he wouldn't tell her what this was about even if she asked. Hajin chuckled when he heard that. She really knew him. While keeping the envelope containing the leaves, Yona said that she understood. She would take care of it. Hearing that, Hajin thanked her. He also asked her one more time, could she tell the others that he was going home first. Yona was then surprised to hear that Hajin was going home. With a bitter face, Hajin explained, since he sang, Shin Jonghak had been looking at him with a terrible look. Yona was a bit speechless when she heard that. She felt like Shin Jonghak's competitive spirit had been ignited again. After that, Hajin then said goodbye to her and see you next time. Yona understood and told him to take care, but when Yona was about to go back inside, her smartwatch suddenly rang, and when she opened her smartwatch, it was her information guild member who had sent her a message. He said that there was something important that she should know. When they was investigating Kim Hajin, they found something suspicious. Yona was then surprised when she read the message. The guild member continued, the year that Kim Hajin was born, there was an incident called the Gwangho Crisis. For some reason, all the records related to the incident had been completely hidden. Hearing the word Gwangho Crisis, Yona somehow felt that the word sounded familiar. Her guild member said that in their investigation related to the incident, one of their informants was attacked. Yona was then surprised and worried when reading that. She immediately asked if he was alright. Her guild member replied yes. Fortunately he was able to recover without any major obstacles. Yona let out a sigh of relief and gratitude when reading that. She then immediately told him to collect all his findings so far. She also told him to stop their investigation for now. The safety of their informant was more important than the intelligence. Reading that, her guild member said that he understood. After that, Yona then continued to ponder on the word Gwangho. Somehow the word sounded familiar in her mind, until finally, she then remembered something related to it. After she recalled, she thought she had seen something like that in her father's old journal. At that time, she couldn't read Chinese characters so she couldn't understand the content. Her father scolded her severely for reading his journal, so it stuck clearly in her memory. If Hajin was indeed connected to the incident, Yona felt that maybe this time, she could return the favor properly, as a real teammate, and since her father was now out of town for work, now was her chance to check the journal again. But, when Yona was about to go back inside, she suddenly met Nayeon coming out. She was then surprised and confused to see that. She then asked her why she was outside. Nayeon replied that it was because the two of them did not come in. But, Nayeon could not finish her words, and embarrassedly looked back to avoid Yona's gaze. Hearing her words, Yona then told her that Hajin had left. Nayeon was shocked when she heard that. She then immediately asked her a series of questions. Why? What had they talked about? Where did he go? Did he go home? Did he tell her about it? Yona was a little surprised at her reaction, but she then couldn't hold back her laughter anymore. She then laughed teasingly at her. Nayeon then blushed in the face of it. She confusedly asked why she was laughing so. Yona said that she was really adorable. She was very bad at hiding her feelings. Nayeon could only blush and feel confused about what she meant. After finishing hanging out with her friends and passing the tiring day, Yona then went straight back to her house. Right before she went inside, she then saw the butler who was opening the gate. Yona then greeted him. The butler looked very happy when he saw her. Yona was also happy when she saw him again. He then asked how she was doing. The two of them had not seen each other for a while because Yona had not been back home for a long time. The butler regretted that neither her father nor mother were home right now. Hearing that, Yona said that it was okay. She asked him not to worry about it. She said that she came just to check something, a book that was in her father's study.